many such parables, he spoke the word to them as they were able to hear. And when he's talking about them, he's talking about the general crowd, what I call a general crowd, okay, all the big crowd. And then verse 34, it said, he did not speak to them without a parable, but privately to his own disciples, he explained everything. All right, so here we see Jesus is speaking to them in parables. Like I said, he does that for a reason, because he wants them to dig in deeper. Because the general crowd, they would hear his teaching, they would hear his parable, and they would just kind of wonder about it. They would use their own intellect to try to find out what it was saying. They might talk to each other, but they didn't go to Jesus privately. They never pulled Jesus aside and said, hey, Jesus, I don't understand what you said. Could you explain that to me, please? Right? They never did any deeper seeking or tried to find any deeper knowledge on it. They just relied on themselves. But to his disciples, they took the honor and the privilege to have private time with Jesus, to be able to understand these deeply. And I know some of us today, we're trying to figure out what God's trying to tell us. We're trying to figure out what his will is. We're trying to understand God more. And sometimes we don't truly understand, right? We're like, okay, God, I don't understand what you're trying to tell me. It seems like you're speaking in a parable because I'm not quite getting it. And then we think there's something wrong with us, or maybe God's messing with us, like he doesn't want to tell us. So just know today, that's not odd. Okay, it's not odd. It's been set up like that since the beginning. Even in the Old Testament, God spoke through a prophet, all right? So God's always spoke to us in a way that we had to seek him on a deeper level to understand. So if we're not quite understanding God, there's nothing wrong with you, okay? What we need to do is we need to seek Jesus privately. Okay, if you're taking notes with us today, you want to write this down, you can. It's seek Jesus privately. And see, we need to spend private time with Jesus. We need to go to him with just ourselves, study his word, be in his presence and prayer, and have this private time with Jesus. Okay, we have this honor and this privilege to be able to approach him. And so we need to do this not only to gain more understanding of his will and what he's trying to tell us, but because we're going to have to apply these things. Okay, we're going to have situations in life where we're going to need these.